Boeing's best-selling plane is coming under increased scrutiny after another deadly accident.
I hear this boom. I look to my left, and part of the plane is gone.
It's at the core of who we are at Boeing.
346 people were killed in 2 plane crashes.
So 5 months, 2 major crashes, and 1 plane. Boeing is now a dreaded name in the world of aviation.
The key question, I mean, the multi-billion-dollar question is, when's the all clear? And we just don't know.
Indonesia passenger plane crashing into the sea minutes after takeoff.
5 months later, the Ethiopian Airlines flight plunged into the ground.
Two whistleblowers, dead within months. One, a gunshot to the head, ruled a suicide, but his family screams foul play. The other, a sudden, unexplained illness that took him down in days. Both men had one thing in common. They dared to expose Boeing's darkest secrets. And then there's the $20 billion fighter jet contract, a shiny new F47 deal that could either save Boeing or bury it deeper in scandal. What's really going on behind the closed doors of this aviation giant? Is Boeing a company fighting for redemption, or a house of cards teetering on the edge of a conspiracy too big to unravel? Welcome to Before and After, where we dig into the transformations that changed the world. Today we're peeling back the layers of Boeing, a story of innovation, trail, and mysteries that might just keep you up at night. Stick around, because you won't believe what we uncover. Let's rewind the clock. Boeing wasn't always the center of controversy. It was once the golden child of aviation. Founded in 1916 by William Boeing, this company started as a small operation in Seattle, building seaplanes for the US Navy. Fast forward to World War II, and Boeing became a household name with the B-17 Flying Fortress, a bomber that helped win the war. By the 1950s, Boeing was revolutionizing commercial flight with the 707, the jet that made air travel accessible to the masses. They weren't just building planes, they were building dreams. The 747 jumbo jet, the queen of the skies, came next in the 1970s, followed by the 787 Dreamliner in the 2000s, a marvel of modern engineering. Boeing wasn't just a company, it was a symbol of American innovation, a titan that seemed untouchable. By 2018, Boeing was delivering over 800 planes a year, raking in $100 billion in revenue. They were on top of the world. But every empire has its cracks, and Boeing's were about to show.
Welcome to the first flight of the Boeing 737 MAX 8, the first new airplane
around the world after 2 deadly crashes.
This has taken longer than expected, but we're committed to getting it right.
October 29, 2018, Lion Air Flight 610, a Boeing 737 MAX, plunges into the Java Sea just 13 minutes after takeoff. All 189 people on board are killed. 5 months later, March 10, 2019, Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302, another 737 MAX, crashes, killing 157. The world is in shock. 2 brand new planes, same model, same mysterious nosedive. What's going on? Investigations reveal a chilling truth. A faulty system called MCAS, designed to prevent stalls, was forcing the planes into deadly dives. Pilots weren't properly trained to handle it, and Boeing knew. Internal emails later leaked show employees joking about cutting corners, hiding issues from regulators, and rushing the MAX to market to compete with Airbus. The FAA grounds the entire 737 MAX fleet worldwide, a first in aviation history. Boeing's stock plummets, lawsuits pile up, and their reputation is in tatters. But the crashes were just the beginning. In January 2024, an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX 9 makes an emergency landing after its door plug component blows out mid-flight at 16,000 feet. Miraculously, no one dies, but the incident reignites fears. The FAA launches a scathing investigation, finding Boeing's quality control inadequate. Production slows to a crawl, and the company reports a $1.4 billion loss in just one quarter. Boeing was bleeding, but the darkest chapters were still to come. Boeing's fall wasn't just about planes, it was about leadership. Dennis Muhlenberg, CEO from 2015 to 2019, faced the storm of the 737 MAX crisis. In October 2019, he testified before the Senate Commerce Committee, a year after the Lion Air crash. It was a raw moment. Families of the 346 victims held up portraits of their loved ones behind him, a haunting backdrop as Muhlenberg admitted Boeing's mistakes with the MCAS system. Grilled on his $30 million compensation in 2019, he couldn't justify it while lives were lost. Senators accused Boeing of prioritizing profits over safety, and by December 2019, Muhlenberg was out, replaced by Dave Calhoun. Calhoun, a finance veteran, took over in January 2020, promising to fix Boeing, but the crises kept coming. In June 2024, Calhoun faced his own reckoning before the Senate, with families again holding up portraits of the MAX crash victims, their silent grief a stark contrast to his words. Senator Josh Hawley tore into him, demanding why he hadn't resigned given his $32.8 million salary in 2023, earned while Boeing faced new safety scandals like the Alaska Airlines door plug blowout. Calhoun, visibly shaken, apologized but insisted he was proud of Boeing's safety record, a claim that drew gasps. He stepped down by August 2024, unable to escape the shadow of Boeing's failures. Enter Kelly Ortberg, Boeing's new CEO as of August 2024. Unlike his predecessors, Ortberg is an engineer with 35 years in aerospace, previously leading Rockwell Collins. He's moved his office to the factory floor, signaling a hands-on approach. Could this mark a return to Boeing's engineering-first roots when safety trumped profits? Ortberg's focus on quality over speed, like addressing 777X delays, offers hope, but Boeing's deep cultural issues and upcoming Senate hearings in April 2025 loom large. As leadership shifts, darker questions remain unanswered, questions that take us into the chilling world of whistleblowers.
After experiencing a brief illness. This comes after Joshua Dean expressed concerns over manufacturing issues with the company's 737 MAX planes.
Enter the whistleblowers, brave voices who dared to speak out and paid the ultimate price. John Barnett was a Boeing quality control engineer with over 30 years at the company. He loved his job until he didn't. In 2019, Barnett blew the whistle, alleging Boeing ignored safety concerns he raised about the 787 Dreamliner. He claimed the company forced workers to install substandard parts, rushed inspections, and retaliated against him for speaking up. Barnett filed a lawsuit, and in March 2024, he was in the middle of depositions when he was found dead in his truck. The official report: a self-inflicted gunshot wound, a suicide. But here's where it gets murky. Barnett's family and lawyers insist he wasn't suicidal. They point to a note found in his truck where he reportedly wrote, "I can't do this anymore," blaming Boeing for his despair. But they also claim he was under immense pressure, harassed, surveilled, and pushed to his breaking point. Was it really suicide or something more sinister? Then there's Joshua Dean, a 45-year-old quality auditor at Spirit Aerosystems, a key Boeing supplier. Dean had spoken out about manufacturing defects in the 737 MAX, claiming he was fired for raising concerns. In May 2024, just 2 months after Barnett's death, Dean suddenly fell ill. A fast-moving infection, MRSA and pneumonia took his life in days. His family was stunned. Dean was healthy, active, and had no prior conditions. 2 whistleblowers, 2 deaths, 2 months apart? Coincidence or conspiracy? Online forums exploded with theories. Some say Boeing or someone tied to them wanted these men silenced. Others argue it's just a tragic coincidence. After all, there's no hard evidence of foul play. But here's the kicker. Since their deaths, at least 10 more whistleblowers have come forward, according to their shared lawyer, Brian Knowles. They're scared, but they're speaking out. What did Barnett and Dean know that might have cost them their lives? And who else is at risk? While Boeing battles its demons, a glimmer of hope emerges. Or does it? In March 2025, US President Donald Trump announced that Boeing had secured a massive $20 billion contract with the US Air Force to develop the F47, a next-generation fighter jet. It's a lifeline for a company drowning in debt and bad press. The F47 promises to be a game-changer. Stealth capabilities, advanced AI, and unmatched speed. Boeing's stock jumps 5% overnight, and executives tout it as the start of a new era. But not so fast. Critics are already raising red flags. Boeing's track record on military projects isn't exactly stellar. Remember the KC-46 tanker program, plagued by delays and cost overruns? And with the whistleblower scandals still fresh, some wonder, can Boeing be trusted with a project this big? What if they cut corners again? What if the F47 becomes another 737 MAX, a shiny promise that ends in disaster? And then there's the timing. Why now, when Boeing is under such intense scrutiny? Some conspiracy theorists online are whispering that the F47 contract might be a distraction, a way to shift focus from the whistleblower deaths and safety scandals. Is the Pentagon turning a blind eye to Boeing's problems, or is there a deeper deal at play? We may not know for years, but one thing's clear. The F47 could either save Boeing or become its final nail in the coffin. So where does Boeing go from here? Once a symbol of American ingenuity, it is now a company shrouded in scandal, mystery, and mistrust. The 737 MAX crashes exposed a culture of greed over safety. The whistleblower deaths, whether coincidence or conspiracy, have left a chilling mark. And the F47 contract, while a potential lifeline, comes with its own risks. Boeing's transformation isn't over, it's just beginning. Will they rise from the ashes, or will more secrets come to light? One thing's for sure, the world is watching. What do you think? Are the whistleblower deaths a tragic coincidence, or is there something darker at play? And can Boeing really turn things around with the F47? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I read every single one. If you found this deep dive gripping, hit that like button, subscribe and ring the bell for more transformations on before and after. Until next time, keep questioning.